Assalamu alaikum, how are you all? So today I'm doing a string of videos to deal with challenges for the IELTS exam for a non-native speaker of the English language. Now, if you visit my YouTube channel, please check out the videos that I made for speaking, listening, and reading. And now I'd like to talk about writing. Now, for a non-native speaker of the English language, the greatest challenge in writing is understanding the question, right? Maybe your vocabulary is not good enough and you're unable to understand what the question is asking of you. In task one, normally what students feel is that they're unable to understand what the question is saying. So break it down. Break down the parts of the question, underline keywords, read it a couple of times, and then you will realize that the question is asking of, a comparison, or the question wants you to look at different charts and different, the pictorials that are given, and it needs you to compare one with the other and so on. So it's not that difficult. It's not rocket science. It's just a simple procedure of breaking down the question and then understanding exactly what it's asking of you. Now, another thing that helps is to visit different sites on Google and to pick out the vocabulary for academic task one. There's a certain vocabulary that is used to answer the question, and that is like, the percentage plummeted, or it fluctuated, or it plateaued. There are different words, and that vocabulary will help you a lot to understand how to answer task one for the academic IELTS. Now, for the general IELTS, for task one, read the question carefully, break it down. Besides the bullets, the question also has a lot of instructions. So what candidates normally do is that they just sort of skim over the question and they come down to the bullets and they leave the section after the bullets. So they've left out a huge section of the of the exam. They need to answer those queries as well. So read the question very carefully, break it down, and then start your letter, right? And like I said in a previous video, knowing the purpose and audience helps a lot. You can revisit that video. I'll leave the link on the comments below. Knowing the purpose and audience helps a lot. Okay, let's come to task two, which is an essay, which is similar for the general and the academic IELTS. Now, breaking down the argument is also very helpful. Like I said previously for the task one, underlining keywords is very helpful. Know exactly what the question is asking of you. The first statement of the question is not something that you need to argue. That's a statement. That's a given truth, right? Whether students should work in their free time, whether people should change their lifestyle. That's a statement that doesn't need any argument. However, what follows after that, what's the benefit of it? What's the advantage of it? Do you prefer one over the other? That's your area of argument. So what students do a lot of times is that they argue on the statement for too long, and they forget that there's actually a question following after that. And that is actually what you need to argue on. Let me take out a topic. Taken out a topic for the IELTS writing task 2. I'll just read it out from my screen. At the present time, the population of some countries includes a relatively large number of young adults compared with the number of older people. So this is obviously an aging society. This is an aging population, right? Now, that's a statement that doesn't need any argument. That's a statement that is given in the question. What you can do is you can just introduce this topic in your first paragraph. But you don't have to start arguing over it that, this has happened because of this, or this has happened because of that, because healthcare has improved, and so on and so forth. The statement is already given in the question. It doesn't require any description except for a very short, brief introduction. The actual argument or the actual discussion is, do the advantages of this situation outweigh the disadvantages? This is what your essay is going to be based on. You're going to discuss the advantages and the disadvantages, and then you're going to give a final conclusion whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. All right, so be very careful. So as a non-native speaker of the English language, or for anyone who is giving their IELTS exam, I've noticed that they spend too much time looking at the statement and developing a discussion over it, but they don't have to do that. They just have to jump into the actual argument, or the question like it was asked is Is it of advantage to that population or is it of disadvantage? And you need to say which is which and which is better. All right, so please be very careful of this. Your writing exam, task 2 holds a lot of weight, more weight than task 1. So that is where you have to be very strong at. And another aspect that I've felt is very important is your research. Please research on your topic before you write your essay. Now, on the day of the exam, you won't be able to research because you won't have any resource. But while you're preparing for the IELTS exam, you have Google, you have books, you have people. Research as much as you can. Don't jump into an essay on your own. It's not a test of your knowledge, right? At this point in time, it's structure, it's content, it's how to develop that argument. So if you've got good solid content, you can develop that argument in a very organized and professional manner, in an academic manner. Okay, so best of luck for your IELTS exams, and take care. Keep visiting my videos, keep visiting my YouTube channel, and I will be looking forward to your comments. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.